Cecilio Vega, Drinkin with Moe's Part 2.
This is Drinkin Atmos, where we talk about the pros of pro wrestling in the Midwest while sipping on some brews with blessed beers and wrestling. That's my scene. Death matches and lucha libre, it's all so mean. I'm a straight up smart goofball, not no kiss ass. I stand tall when it comes to wrestling. I'm the king. I know every move, every fling. Get ready for a wild time with Drinkin Atmos, where we don't quit. Drinkin Atmos, that's where it's at, like a power bomb. We hit hard, never flat. Fucking right, we're living the dream. Talking about wrestling, always a scream.
You know, I've always said here at Drainamos, just because it says drinking at Moe's does not mean it has to be alcoholic. So I'm happy to say Drinking at Moe's is sponsored by Prince Nana Coffee. The exact same guy you see every week on Dynamite, on Collision. Yes, he has his own coffee, and it's freaking delicious. They don't even roast those beans until you've placed your order. And you might be telling me, hey, Big Mo, I'm more of a tea guy. They got you covered there too. Use the referral link in the description of this video. And let's get you dancing like Prince Nana with Prince Nana Coffee. All right, everybody. Welcome to Mo's. Big Mo here. You know the drill. YouTube, like, subscribe, share, comment, all that good stuff. Because YouTube's algorithm continues to be a pain in my ass. We are most places, and you find the audio podcast too. Don't forget about those. And I am excited to welcome back for round 2, Cecilio Vega. How you doing?
Hello, I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Oh, I can't complain other than the fact of on my way back from work yesterday, partway home, all of a sudden the battery in my car just apparently there was enough in there, enough juice in the battery to like keep the radio and stuff running.
Yep.
But other than that, the rest of the car
Died.
But as soon as the tow truck got there, he attached his little portable charger thing on there.
Yeah, jump box.
The jump box, and all of a sudden,
turn right on.
He was like, "Give it a shot," and then there we went. I'm like, "You gotta be fucking kidding me!"
Nah, those things come in handy time to time. I have like a little mini one in my car, and it works fantastic when shit like that happens. Literally a couple weeks ago, that kind of happened. Like the little light on the side of the car when you open the doors.
Yeah.
We forgot to fully shut a door, so the car was dead in the morning time. So.
Yeah, I'm wondering if something like that happened with mine. Oh well. But man, it's been a little bit. I mean, we've tried a couple times, but hey, we're getting it done now.
Yes.
I'm excited to have you back because I meant to have you back when you were still on your, well, what's still, as far as I'm aware, the longest reign as H2O Hybrid Champion.
Yes. Made history and made that, actually solidified that for once. I think Neil went down as the longest Danny Havoc champion, and then I went down as the longest Hybrid champion. But right now, Jameson has the title, so he's kind of giving me a run for my money. He's creeping up.
Yeah, he currently holding that title, and yeah, he's held it for a little bit. And like I've been seeing some defenses pop up here and there.
Yep.
But I know that H2O is on a little bit of a hiatus right now. I've been told about getting moved down to Tennessee, down to TWE Arena.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, because I remember watching that last Jersey show, Reminisce, and I was like, after watching the show and seeing some of the posts, I'm like, well, damn it, I always wanted to go to a show there, and then I see that, I'm like, well, shit, I guess that ain't happening now.
No, I mean, if you want to take the trip to Tennessee, it's nice down there. I'm not gonna lie. The TWE's arena and that whole entire little area around Chattanooga is beautiful.
Oh,
Like, it's great.
oh yeah, I've been in Nashville, but yeah, no, I need to make it down there because I've mentioned it to a few people that frequent the TWE arena that yeah, well the arena might seem a bit small.
Hmm.
They consistently pack out that place, and
They do.
every time the crowds just seem hyped up like hell for those shows.
Hmm. The last time I went down there was kind of a little wonky. I versed Cody, and that match was probably, if not my best match, one of the best matches I ever had. It was fantastic. On the way back, unfortunately, like I got into a pretty bad accident. Um,
Yeah, think I remember hearing something about
yeah. Um, it was a little wild. On the way back, like early that morning, like usually I wake up for work around like 4 in the morning, so I'm usually on the road because I got to be at work super early anyway. So I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna do the show, get a good night's sleep, and just wake up like if I was going to work. And there is like this one stretch of highway that on the GPS it was like 200 miles, like a straight shot, and these big rigs were like the only other thing on the road with me, and these big rigs were flying by me. And then
that. Oh,
again, one was coming. I was trying to merge over, and then the next thing you know, I lost control and ended up in the trees.
oh, jeez.
Yeah.
I've had a couple instances like that myself at different points. Like right before I enlisted, I had actually had a somewhat similar, maybe not as long of a stretch of road, but
Hmm.
the weather had been kind of iffy. But I had heard it had calmed down, so I'm like, oh, okay. I had the cruise control on, and I kid you not, the moment I turned that off, as I was getting somewhat close to where I lived, all of a sudden I hit a sheet of black ice. I got sent spinning through the median. I
Oof.
was like going like literally sideways towards the ditch, and somehow I straightened out just in time to Dukes a hazard over the
Oh shit.
ditch and
Wow.
through a barbed wire fence.
Wow.
And once I got over the shock of it all, I'm like, okay, let's see if this thing works. Turned right back on.
Yeah.
I turned on the 4-wheel drive and drove back through the hole in the fence.
That is perfect. That is perfect.
Oh man. And what I found out later, once because it was dark at the time, I literally later the next day I found out that the only damage to the car was literally two little dings in the windshield
Hmm.
that literally made it look like somebody shot my windshield,
Damn.
and some scraping on the passenger side door from the barbed wire. That was it.
That you're very fortunate for that one.
And that made it to San Diego and back
Back.
from my enlistment.
Wow. Yeah, that was a hell of a drive. I was coming from Virginia. We were on like my anniversary slash visiting family. So
Mm,
from Virginia to Tennessee is like 7 hour drive, 6 hours. It's
no.
not too bad. But again, I was on the road and like I said, these trucks were flying by me, and as they're like flying by me, like just the wind and like the force of them flying
Oh,
like
yeah.
was shaking my car. So I know like the dude was coming. I started merging over because I'm like, I'm just gonna let this guy pass me. And then
Mm,
it was like I lost control. And I'm like, I don't know if it was from this guy flying by me. Like maybe it was just so much force that it just made it just pushed the car over so much that I just
mm,
control. Or as I was merging over, since he was coming so fast, he just like slightly tapped me.
mm.
You
But I
know?
mean, I've been, driving up and down roads, and yeah, those big rigs when they get to moving, that especially some of the smaller cars, oh
Mhm.
man, they can really push
Yeah.
you. I know. I don't know if you've ever had it happen to you, but I know I had it happen to me with a big rig. That I was literally driving by one on my way home from a different job, and I get to like halfway down the trailer
Mhm.
of the semi, and all of a sudden I heard this loud, like, explosion, like, and I'm like, white knuckle, like, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck. I get partway down the road still. I look in my rearview mirror, and literally what happened was a freaking tire on the opposite on their passenger side as I was passing
Pull up.
exploded.
Oh no, yeah. I would have been freaking out.
Oh, I kid you not. As soon as I got a little bit further down the road, I called up my wife and said, I might need a change of pants.
Yeah, I would have had that same similar phone call. Like, I need help. I need an adult right now because I just shit my pants.
Yeah, no, I literally was like, you will not believe what just happened, but I might need a change of pants because just, holy fuck.
Funny fact, when anytime I'm in like extreme danger or like I just don't feel safe, I literally will tell my wife that or like send her that's like the code. It's just like I don't feel safe.
Oh, mine is literally making the joke of, I think I need a change of pants. Not even kidding. But one thing I was curious about, and I've asked a couple people. I've actually just the other week I had a primetime Leroy Robinson on
Yeah,
again,
my God.
and was asking him about those last couple of H2O shows because, like, I know I personally wasn't really aware of the potential move. I knew that TWE had been kind of like a working relationship there for a little bit, but what was it like for everybody else when the news finally broke of the hiatus and the move whenever the hiatus is over?
Um, it's I guess mixed feelings. I guess so, like obviously, so like when the news first broke, everybody, some people were shocked. Some people were, some people were angry. Some people were sad. Some people were confused. The normal,
Yeah,
the normal like emotional responses. Um, and for some of us, there's the build, we made so many moments in that building. So a lot of us, were sad at first, but at the same time, it's not something that you can like super dwell on because at the same time, it's just a building. Like,
yeah,
we made moments like that I hold dear like to this day and outside of the arena. There's times we went to Atlantic City, there's times again we went to Tennessee, there's times we traveled a lot of places. So
yeah,
um yeah, like those, and then it was like then you realize it's like, hey, like it's just a building. The moments is what we should care about, and what
yeah,
focus on more than losing. Like it's not even like us losing a building. It's literally, it was time for, Matt and Chrissy to grow. And, yeah, that's a hard decision, obviously, because, they were in that building for a long time. And
yeah.
so, uh, one of like a saying my dad says all the time is like, hey, you can't get mad at somebody for bettering themselves. So
True.
again, they made it, very clear, like, hey, like H2O is still H2O. We're still a family no matter where we go, you know.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's just a building. And again, all those memories that we made and all the things that we did it with each other. And that's the special part behind it. And
Oh yeah.
that's what I mostly focus on. Like at first I was sad when the news broke, but again, it's like, hey, it's just a building. It's not like I'm not gonna see these people again. You know,
Oh yeah. Yeah. And then you know, Matt Tremont himself, I mean, good Lord, look at, you know, what he's got going with the GCW and the, you know, we mentioned your reign with the hybrid championship, the reign he's having with the GCW and ultraviolent championship. It's like, all right, he's
yeah,
doing his thing, having some killer stuff there for GCW.
yes, he is, and it's actually more enjoyable now, like in my book, because like I have a tendency of looking at things kind of weird, so I try to look at things from all both sides of the tandem, and looking at him now compared to how he was, running the business and stuff like that, it's like, hey, like that's a big weight off of his shoulder. If like I don't mean this in like a bad way. It's just like, hey, that's
Yeah,
like thing off of his shoulder, a big thing off of his chest, like a lot of the worries and all the responsibilities of owning that building and running the building and doing and keeping the lights on and all that stuff. Like he doesn't have to worry about that anymore. So he gets to actually, and enjoy
yeah,
everything, So like feel
yeah.
as though he's a lot happier, you know.
Oh no, you can definitely tell.
Mhm.
You can definitely tell with the run that he's having right now, and I know, yeah, I enjoy seeing that because I mean I need to catch up a little bit on GCW stuff because I've been crazy busy myself, but yeah, no, he's doing great things, and that that not just him, but there's like a bunch of you guys from H2O that you know, all this hiatus is going are doing your thing all over the place.
Mhm.
Like I know I've seen some stuff popping off with you. I've seen well, a handful of people that I've had on from that were just at the CZW Tournament of Death.
Yep.
I was like, when I saw the amount of people, I was like, okay, this is awesome. Like, I love because I don't know, for my perspective, I was like, oh man, what's going to happen with some of these guys? Because I know there's other opportunities out
Mhm.
there, but it's like, you know, sometimes when a door closes like that, some people just end up walking away. Like some of the people that have gotten released from WWE that like once they get that release, they're done.
Mhm.
And
No,
I didn't want to see that with anybody.
no, I mean that I think that's what kind of makes us a little like I mean I know the other people have like different connections and things like that, but that's like what made us special. Like we all looked out for each other and well, we all looked out for each other as best as possible. So like seeing everybody like actually go out there and actually do their own thing and travel and go do all these amazing things, it's like really, really like it just I can't say happy like happy looking because it's like it's more than that. Like it's like a strange feeling. Like in a
Yeah.
like you're proud, happy, and it's like, damn, like you're actually doing it, like the things we were talking about, those long conversations, the conversations we used to have on car rides, like the plans that we actually had, for each other, like, hey, like we're actually doing these things. Like
Oh yeah.
it's just a little different. I mean, yeah, like again, it's just a building. Like H2O is still H2O. Like we're all still gonna be there regardless, no matter where it is. Like home is naked and home is with each other. So like yeah, the building's not there, but at the same time, it's like hey, like everybody has to leave the nest eventually. So like
True.
let's go balls to the walls and do as and much as possible.
For sure. Yeah, and like I know, I guess it had been a little bit since I try to keep up with as many people as I can. For those that might remember the first episode with you, and I will try to, when putting this episode together, I'll try to somehow
Link it together.
link them together somehow. But for those that might remember that, what have you been having going on since at least that the hiatus started?
Well, when the hiatus started, it was like one of those things to where like I kind of just stepped back because it was like again, it was like what's next, you know?
Yeah,
Um, and then also it was just like I can't more like hmm, it's hard to describe it really. Like
yeah,
it was like a panic or any of those type of things. It was like again, it was just like damn, what's next? Like with H2O, it was like we knew it was a constant thing all the time and it was home.
yeah.
So now that the home is not like relatively right there, you know,
Yeah.
like, oh shit, like what do we do? Um, and again, like how you were saying, like, the one door closes, many more open. So it was just like one of those things to where it was like, you know what, I'm just gonna try to put myself out there as much as possible. And as of right now, like it's basically still kind of that same thing. Been lacking a little bit, but also like just sitting down and like thinking of like what kind of directions I really want to go.
Yeah.
And
No, I get you.
entire time it's been like a reflect, I guess, like looking back of what I done previously, and then also like looking at the future to like, hey, what can I do to, really put myself out there, you know? And I'm still, still learning as like time goes on and like,
Yeah.
still making those rough drafts until I actually like figure it out. But
Oh yeah.
at some
No, it's
point I do want to put myself out there a lot more. Like I do want to do like a not like a full rebrand, but like somewhat like rebranding myself to where it's like, hey, like I'm available, and I able to do way more than
oh yeah.
that what people take me out to do, I guess.
No, I get you there. I mean, every now and then it's kind of nice to just have that little bit of a step back to just kind of refocus, I guess, in a way, for lack of a better
Yeah.
way to put it. And then come back and you're really all in there. And although I have noticed, outside of everything, that I am not too familiar with the Pokemon trading card game, but I did
Yeah.
see some posts about
Yeah.
sending some stuff in for grading.
Yes.
I literally, out of all of my collectibles, and I'm trying to figure out where the fuck I even have it, I literally have one graded card, and that's a baseball card for my
Mhm.
favorite baseball player ever, Tony Gwynn.
Gotcha.
That's literally my only one. The Pokemon stuff, like I'll admit, I'm not as familiar, although I do have some of the stuff come across my, you know,
Hmm.
YouTube page, because there's a couple guys I like that, at the shows will, do stuff for little kids and, give them stuff. And I love seeing the smiles they put on them. But
Yeah, I like watching those videos too.
oh yeah, but the stuff that I remember from Pokemon cards was like way back when like they first started releasing them,
Hmm.
and I probably got some laying around somewhere. But like, are you more into just like collecting them and getting them, like sending them in to get graded, or like do you actually get into like the game aspect of it?
I'm gonna say I'm all in. Unfortunately, I am a giant nerd in the inside.
No,
So,
I'm the same way.
unfortunately, like the way I like grew up with my siblings is like how I got into cards at first. Um, so at first growing up, it was, my older brother, he had cards, but then as he started growing up, he got rid of the trading cards and got into like Hot Wheels and like those type of deals.
Mm,
So then I got the hand-me-downs. So taking over the card collection is just like, oh, okay, this is his card collection. Let me just start collecting these. And then like as growing up, it just like kind of like went with the wave. So like I had sports cards grow like at first, and then if I'm not mistaken, like late '90s, Pokemon first came around, and then it was like all in on Pokemon games, the show, cards, and then around probably like maybe a couple years later, then Yu-Gi-Oh first dropped, and then got
mm.
all in with that, watching the show, collecting
Yeah.
cards, and then same thing with Magic. Like once I got, I think it was just like a progression over time. So
Yeah.
I think I've been collecting cards since I was super tiny. Um, uh, I have totes on top of totes full of cards.
Yeah.
Um,
The sports cards, yeah, I definitely have a bit of that myself. Like when before my son was born, I was like going through and looking through stuff just for like when my son becomes, a little bit more of age, a little hobby that we can share. I want to share, stuff I enjoy with my son. But you brought up Magic. That's actually the trading card game that I I've only been like in the hobby and in the game for like probably about close to a year and a half
mhm.
now. But I've yeah, I've been getting into it. I built a handful of decks for that.
Yeah, I can tell you a cool story about Magic.
All right, I want to hear it.
Um, when me and my wife were I went to art school for college. So me and my wife, that's how we met. We met in college.
Mm,
And our one teacher was actually one of the illustrators for the cards.
no kidding.
Yes. So once I told him I was into, slithers and those type and commander decks and those type of things, he was like, "Oh, that's funny. I drew a couple of those cards." And I'm just like, "What?" And then, years later, on our wedding day, that was our wedding gift. He gave us the rough drafts to the cards that he made. We have them literally hanging up, like the actual like rough drafts. Like like some of them, it's like maybe like four or five drawings. Like if you stack them on top of each other, it makes the card to where it's
Wow.
like it's like, okay, hey, this is what I drew first. Here's like another drawing on top of that to make like refinements, I guess. So yeah, so now as of recently, we've been going to every time we go to a card shop or we go somewhere, we'll try to look for one of his cards to match the art
Oh,
list.
heck yeah. No, if I had something like that, absolutely. I'd be doing the same damn thing. Like, I actually have, well, two of my favorite decks right near me here. One, I switched the commander from it
Hmm.
because when I built it, I made a death touch deck where like green and black just all like
Hmm.
much death touch, but I would play the arena game on my phone,
Yeah.
and I had a card called Yargra Eater of All on there, and sometimes like I would build decks on that with kind of the same theme, death touch, because like all creatures and stuff are food, and whenever they die, he
Yes.
becomes bigger. So I was like, I actually, when I found the physical card, I was like, um, mine.
Fine. Yeah. When I go to court, I need like as of recently, I collect everything still. Like there's time I'm probably not gonna stop collecting. And my oldest son, like we kind of grew a little bond with that himself because he started growing into being like, well, he got into some animes, so
Mm.
some of the trading cards, the animes are actually trading cards now. So
Oh yeah.
we started collecting some of those. Then he got into Pokemon on top of him collecting the wrestling sports cards also.
Oh
So he has his own little quite, collection. Yeah, he's not super into the Yu-Gi-Oh or Magic, but Pokemon and like the sports type of deals, he's been going nuts. So
oh,
go to travel places, we try to be like, all right, let's see if there's a card shop somewhere, and we'll try to stop or whatever, and just see if we can pick up stuff.
oh yeah. I'm rather lucky that the main road that runs like a few like a mile away from my house literally runs right by this shopping center that literally right off to the side there's a card shop like a hobby shop that has like Magic, Pokemon, has a bunch of like the Warhammer and all that sort of stuff. So like I stop through every once in a while. Like I know I bought one of the bundles for the Spider-Man Magic set when it came out.
Yeah, that thing is like, oh, people are like fighting over that set. Like, I know, like, I went to GameStop yesterday to pick up my slabs, and there was already a line of people outside waiting. And then I was like thinking about it. I'm like, yo, well, how many sets are dropping? They're like, hey, new Pokemon sets dropping, Yu-Gi-Oh's dropping, the new all the Marvel Spider-Man stuff was dropping, and I'm like, yo, it's all dropping on the same day. And they're like, yes. And I'm like, wow, that is
Yeah. Yeah, I got my bundle on the pre-release date. It's like I already had it last week. So I know that this weekend, like the official release was coming. I was like, all right, yeah, I'm probably not going to be going in there then because that's just going to be nuts.
Yeah, again, it was probably not even like 6 o'clock yesterday when I went, and it was like I said, there was already like a, a little mini line like wrapping around the building, and I'm like, oh, like okay, like, and then me and my buddy are asking like, hey, are you guys buying to collect or buying to resell? Like, what are you guys doing? And they're just like, no, we're just here to collect, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's awesome.
That although that is nice that they're there to actually collect because they enjoy the collecting side of it because I know with my brother-in-law he's told me with he's noticed with Pokemon and with Magic that there's a lot of the people that will go to those things just to resell them and they'll like buy it like as much as they can and then sell it all off for like a crazy ass markup and it's like god jeez.
Yeah, the scalpers.
Yeah, those pain in the ass scalpers.
Yeah.
But quick thing on another interest that having been in the business, are you, because I know words are hard. And
Yes,
yes, this I had a little tequila and lemonade in here, so
I'm jealous.
it was some of the rocks Terramana, and
I
I'm
haven't tried it yet. A lot of places around me don't like they'll have like the display of it, but they won't carry it. So like I was looking for I would like to try I think Kevin Hart has one too, but the
I
only
think
place that carries it is like a place in New York. So like you'll have to order it from them because there's no place around here that carries it. But
yeah,
it's weird because like they'll have the displays and like the
yeah, the
cutout.
cutout things.
Hey, do you have it? They're like, nah, we don't carry it. And it's like, okay, then why do you have the display here?
I'm like shit, give it to me, I'll take it. But yeah, no, the thing I like about the rocks one, you put it in with like a margarita or just plain old lemonade. That shit is so smooth. Mm. I'm probably just gonna need to stick with the one.
That's good though. At least is it's not like something like harsh or like that's
Oh
just
yeah,
disgusting. Like if that,
yeah.
like
That
there's some tequilas out there when you drink it, no matter what you mix it with, it's just just
oh yeah. You see that face that people make when they get like that the the liquors that like really burn going down. They're like, ugh.
yeah, the cough syrup, like the face.
Yeah, that face.
Yeah.
But the thing I was leading into that I mean, The Rock, but with I get on some tangents, but
That's
I know some people in the business when they get their free time, they might like to watch something other than wrestling. But do you keep up with you know as much of the what's going on out there? Like national TV or even independent wise that in your free time just
hmm
getting to watch all of that.
Yeah. I try not to discriminate really when I watch wrestling. Like I have my preferences. Like I really like a lot of technical and like strong style things.
Yeah.
So I try to keep up with like the Japanese because of the strong style. But I will say like I've been watching a lot of the women's Japanese some of the women's shows have been rocking better than the men's shows and it's like wow like
Yeah.
know, um, and they're still doing the same type of styles. And I'm like, hats off to you because it's like that's a tough thing to do sometimes.
Oh yeah. Like there's the whole Japanese strong style stuff. That's a whole different freaking animal because I remember the first and maybe I told you the first episode,
Hmm.
the first ever Japanese show that I ever actually had to watch as it was happening. I vividly remember, and I believe it was Tomohiro Ishii that I saw do this, but through a headbutt, and like you could literally hear the bone on bone smack. That I'm like,
Mm.
I have a headache now.
I will say the hardest headbutt I ever took was definitely from Cody and definitely from Chando. Like definitely one of those type of headbutts for sure, where it was like, oh, I'm seeing three. I'm just gonna hit the one in the middle.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh god. The whole cartoon aspect. We're like,
Yeah.
which one of you?
Yep.
Oh man. Yeah. I like you. I don't really discriminate when it comes to wrestling. If you put it on in front of me, odds are I'll find something I enjoy. I know there's so much tribalism with all of like American national TV wrestling that some people suck a lot of the fun out of it, but when you choose to, as much as it can, not really pay attention to all of it,
Hmm.
eh, it's a lot more enjoyable.
Yeah. I've been trying to do that like as of recently, but I know like sometimes when I'm watching, I'll still like nitpick certain things and be like, look. But uh,
Yeah.
watching it with my son, like he'll be like, Dad, stop. And I'm like, yeah, I know, I'm trying. I'll try it to where it's like blank, to where it's like the first time I'm actually watching it. Um, I try as best as possible, but sometimes it just comes out and I'm like, oh, wait.
Yeah. No, I find myself doing a little bit of that myself.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, I'm now I try to watch with, you know, I know my son probably isn't remembering a damn bit of it right
As of oh,
right now, but like the way his face lights up when like some of the music starts and he sees the crowds going nuts and
does he
like
like all the lights?
hmm?
Does he like the lights?
Oh, the lights, he loves that. And like he does this little thing when he hears music he really likes and he starts just and I'm like I see him doing that. I'm like, man, this is the like I could be having the absolute shittiest day up to that point, but I see that and I'm like, man,
Yeah.
this is everything.
Yeah. I'm like that now. Like I could be having a terrible day at work and then I'll come home and then like I'll just see my youngest just like jumping up and down, just like being like, Daddy's home. And I'm like, yeah.
Oh yeah, I got that the other day walking in, and I was just like, oh man. And that was like right after my whole car thing. Like I had just gotten dropped off back at home.
Yeah.
I, he he gives me that reaction coming in. I'm like, oh man.
I don't care.
Yeah, I'm good now.
I'm
But like I know right now in wrestling there's, a lot of people talking about the whole thing with WWE on ESPN with the premium live events, pay-per-view, whatever the fuck
yeah.
you want.
I
But
mean, I have like a weird thought process about it. Like I
yeah,
I feel as though like this is just like a rebrand of cable, if that makes sense.
it does
Because I'm like,
feel
when I had
not
cable, you paid for all the channels and everything. I'm like, what's the difference from you paying all the apps?
very true. Like I don't know why I haven't thought of it that way,
Hmm.
but you bring it up and I'm like, yeah, that's a valid point.
Yeah, I just feel it's like like from them doing all these bundles and everything. I'm like, yo, you really sound like the old fashioned like Comcast or Dish Network commercial where it's like, oh, get this bundle deal and you just pay the $40 and you get all the years, same
Yeah,
all the football and all the 100 channels and it's like, okay.
yeah,
Now it's like, hey, if you just buy the streaming service, you get all these other things. Like I'm still on the stretches about it, like, but at the same time, it's like, okay, me paying for this one app, I don't have to pay for the other two apps, if that makes sense.
yeah.
In the bundle, it comes with Disney so it's ESPN, Disney, and I think it's one more.
Hulu.
Yeah, Hulu. So I'm like, okay, I don't have to pay for Disney, and I won't have to pay for Hulu because it'll be all in the one.
All in one. Yeah. No, that's what I actually have now. My when that whole ordeal was coming up, my wife and I were talking, and it was like, well, I mean, the other sports that I do like to watch, and then now you're having WWE in there too for the big monthly shows. It's like, well, fuck, whatever. Like that's where I'm at. I know a lot of people were up in arms about it. Like, although I will admit, it's really weird going from where WWE and professional wrestling in general was kind of, as far as like the sports channels, it was kind of that frowned upon thing for the longest time, and now they're on the freaking ESPN app, at least for the big pay per
Mhm.
view type shows, and it's like, okay, like I vaguely remember, like, I believe it was AWA, like way back in the day, like they had an ESPN thing,
Mhm.
and then like for the longest time it was like you would literally only hear about professional wrestling stuff on the professional wrestling shows. And now the whole thing with ESPN, it's like, okay, this is different, going, from the way it was for so long.
It's definitely more mainstream than what it was before. I will say that for sure.
Oh,
Like thinking
oh,
about the transition from back then to now, it definitely is like a giant transition in a short period of time.
oh,
Um, but I like when I was like as far back as I can remember, I remember like, certain I wouldn't say it was frowned upon. I would say it was more like a taboo thing. Like,
yeah, that would be a better way to put it.
everybody wanted the regular sports, baseball, football, and those type of deals. Uh, when I was growing up and like my family, we were more like with the combat sports. So it was a lot of
Mhm.
boxing and a lot of wrestling and those type of, things are on TV normally anyway. Uh,
Yeah.
but it was like a taboo thing to where it's like, hey, what are you watching? Hey, I'm watching, the NCAA guys, and it's like, why are you watching this for? And it's like, dude, they're doing something cool, like, or it's like, hey, you have judo on. why do you have judo on? And it's like you don't understand what these guys are talking about. I'm like, so what? They're doing something cool. And and the same thing with wrestling. I like when I was a kid, I used to watch a lot of Japanese with WWF at that
Yeah.
frame. And then like branching out, you had WCW, the NWA, and then like TNA and Impact and all that type of stuff came like shortly afterwards.
Yeah.
But like from what I remember like ordering pay-per-views for, they were like way different. Like the only like if you weren't watching like the weekly TV shows, even though they were on like the public channels. So like, and I thought that was always like another plus since they were on like the free channels. Like people were relatively, again, it's just hey, it's channel 6, just turn it on like if it was a game. So
Yeah.
like it was a lot easier to watch. I feel as though when I was younger. Now I feel it's a little bit more complicated through other services. And then God forbid if something happens like I'm watching and then like the stream is messed up, or
Oh, yeah.
I know like there's a couple times where like there'll be like the delays or something like that to where we're watching it and then next no you get like, the little buffing wheel and then when it comes back on like so much of the show is like shifted.
Yep. Been there. Yeah. I know. Oh God, Netflix had that whole deal with the Tyson, Jake Paul. Yeah, Jake Paul, Tyson,
That was
Jake Paul.
horrendous.
Yeah, that was nuts. Although I will admit, as far as Netflix goes, they did seem to improve things for that Crawford Canelo fight.
Hmm. I don't think that I had not one problem. Like I was able to turn that on right away.
Oh yeah, yep. And I gotta admit, I am proud for Crawford. I'm living in Omaha right now.
Mhm.
He's an Omaha guy, so seeing
The hometown hero.
the hometown hero guy coming and I know
I
as
was so biased. I
that
was so biased because
dude,
again, growing up, like Carnelo was the guy. Like, I mean, I have my favorite boxer is Sugar Ray Robinson. Like, but the only reason I adored him as a kid it was because back then the rules were completely different. So it was like hearing this dude doing, it's like, hey, you had a 15 round fight, and it was like, yo, these dudes back then were doing 200-round fights fighting for like I think one of the longest boxing fights they fought like 200 rounds. It was going on for like 7 hours, and the only reason that they stopped the fight is because like these guys couldn't throw punches anymore. Like
yeah, yeah, at a certain point, oh God, what is it like? The image I have in my head of the Simpsons episode where Homer was
oh,
the
the,
boxer and he just gets to the point where he's like, eh. Yeah,
yeah,
I got that in my head. But yeah, oh, good Lord. Okay, I'm getting on a tangent again, but that the a lot of the announcers and everybody, yeah, so damn biased for freaking Canelo, which I mean, give Canelo all the credit that he deserves.
yeah.
But yes, my boy Crawford did his thing, and
He's that guy. I ain't gonna lie. Again, I was really biased, and I'm a hardcore Carnelo fan. And then once they announced the fight, I was like, oh no, I'm gonna have to go with Crawford on this one, and I know I'm gonna get like uh
oh man, and the way that I I heard this was a troll job on his part. The walkout music that he had,
hmm,
heard that was just a big troll job to everybody there.
that thing. So I mean, that's a genius way to go if it was.
I would have to agree because I know when I heard it, and I'm like, wait, is Canelo coming out first? And then you see him walking out, I'm like,
Oh,
this is different.
yep.
I was expecting something different, but then I'm hearing that, I'm like, all right.
It was literally the Ivan Drago and Rocky situation. Like people were like like he had his fans, but then there was those boos, and they're like, "There's no way." And then he was just winning people over as as time went over too, and it was just like,
Oh yeah.
wow.
Now, the thing that I know I was noticing in that leads to another topic that I kind of wanted to talk about with some of the current wrestling product was, good lord, all of the Riyadh season stuff going on everywhere that whole freaking night. And
Mhm.
like, good lord, the freaking royal whoever the hell it was, just plainly visible right there on the freaking camera ringside. WWE taking WrestleMania to Saudi Arabia. Of
Yeah,
all the freaking places, like literally, who the hell is going to be able to afford to, one, fly their ass out to Saudi Arabia, and two, good lord, the prices of WWE tickets right now
skyrocket.
skyrocketing, and you're talking about freaking WrestleMania and what I imagine pretty expensive freaking place to try to visit. Good lord, I would have to try to start saving like 3 years ago.
Uh, I will say the prices is just ridiculous anyway. Um, I still kind of remember like, paying like that $20 to get in like to shows. Like now it's like a completely different ball game and a whole different monster now. Um,
Oh, even some of the
but
upper bowl seats in some of those
yeah.
places, just nuts.
I have like a weird like thought process on it, I guess, if you will say like I understand it's a business and like they got to make their money and I totally get the aspect where it's like, yo, like the normal person, there's no way. But also on the flip side of that tandem, we had some crazy concerts here at the link, and there's people that were taking out loans to just get tickets for, so I can see hardcore fans still going regardless of the situation. Like it doesn't matter where the WWE is, they're still gonna go. Uh,
Yeah,
but for you know, the everyday person, I guess, I feel as though like you're hurting, that
yeah.
like hurting that person a little bit because again, like just even regular shows, like when Raw and all those type of shows were here last
Oh
summer,
yeah,
those tickets for even the nosebleeds were ridiculous, and I'm like, wow, they were never this high from what I remember, and
yeah,
like, hey, we were literally just at WrestleMania when it was here in the link, and I don't even remember WrestleMania tickets being this crazy.
yeah. That is a little nuts. Although that just goes to the thing that I know a lot of people have said. If you're lucky enough to have a local independent promotion by you, go support them
Yep.
because you ain't gonna be paying those damn prices to go to
Nope.
those, and you get more involved in the shows at
Yep.
the independent ones, anyways.
Yep. Again, that all the money that you're probably gonna spend on that type of show, like half of that money, like if you spend it at an independent show, like you'll probably get a lot. You'll get your money's worth for sure, regardless of the situation. But then also, like, I don't know if you can like see or like that feeling. It's like, hey, like that money is actually gonna mean something, to someone. Like
Yeah,
it is different from mainstream stuff like that. I feel as though sometimes because like yeah, it's a WWE ticket, and I understand you're paying for the experience and stuff like that. But on
yeah,
the independent scene, it's like, hey, you're getting that same type of experience, but
yeah.
also you're helping, like that money's actually gonna help. Like it's like, hey, you're
Oh,
helping this bit like this building, like you're helping
yeah, for
actually
sure, for sure.
or afford these, certain their travel gear or whatever. Like the money's actually getting put to good use compared to like, hey, this is just going into like a money monster train or
Yeah.
whatever you call it, like because obviously it's a business.
Oh yeah, for sure. Totally with you there. Although it leads into one topic that, like, when I was putting together some stuff to talk about here, I got to thinking because I know relatively recently, just out of nowhere, Andrade's gone again,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of the recent, relatively recent WWE releases, it's like I remember when Triple H took over, and people were getting brought back, and I'm like, oh, this is awesome. People are, he's doing a really good thing, and then all of a sudden they're just dropping like flies again,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, what? Like it was just getting kind of weird.
I don't want to like jinx myself, I guess, with that, like, because it's a weird thing to think about, because like people did come back, and then like now people are leaving. I have a weird, again, I just have weird outlooks on certain things. I just feel as though there's so much wrestling out there now that like sometimes when you sign up to some of these places or whatever, that like you're kind of like putting like a ball and chain on your own self.
Mm,
There's some wrestlers again that left WWE that are on fire right now. And it's like, yo, this is probably one of the best decisions that you probably made. I know it's horrible to say because WWE is obviously the top dog, in the wrestling world, and everybody like if you're a wrestler, obviously everybody strives to be in WWE. You know,
yeah,
if you're, it's that's like the thing that you want to be at that level because that's top level, and it's like sometimes like again, I don't know, it's just weird. Some people it worked for, some people it doesn't. Um, but when Triple H took over, it was like a sign of relief because it was like something new, but also like he knows what we want at the same time because he was a wrestler himself, so he
yeah.
all that type of the ins and outs. But now,
Mm,
I, the money is the root of all evil. Now that like it's like a corporation aspect of things looking at it because it's not just WWE
yeah,
by itself anymore. Like they're actually under someone.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I feel as though like that corporation side is probably nastier than what we or what people think it is, maybe. And that's why like certain things are just happening because it's like, hey, I know like sometimes when I watch WWE shows, it's just like, hey, I feel as though this is just a money grab. Like
Yeah.
feel bad to say that, because it is a business, and again, it's WWE. Everybody wants to be there. Like obviously, I would love to be in WWE, because like the best talent goes there. But at the same time, it's like to, to think that WWE on that aspect of things is just WWE is kind of like ignorant because like again, there's so much wrestling out there, and it's like
Oh, yeah.
not just WWE. Like there's other stuff out there that you can watch that
Oh, totally.
you know.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, even within kind of, the working relationships that go on right now, like, heck, before the old regime in WWE, you wouldn't really, other than back in the day with the original ECW, you didn't really see the working relationships with other promotions. Now you got TNA working. We talked about TNA. They've been, doing a little bit of a working relationship there. Although I don't know about you, my outlook on it looks kind of like a little bit of a one-sided relationship there because heck, all the first title wins for titles switching hands between promotions have all gone to the WWE guys.
Yeah.
And
I
like
feel as though it's strategic though. It could be strategic, like
it could be.
it's I don't know. Like sometimes when I see like certain superstars win titles, I like having a title is not just like having a title. Like there's people that are putting like you know what I mean? Like you're the face like no matter what title you have, you're literally the face of that company.
Yeah.
So like Yeah, that first night was like weird because like obviously all the WWE. I think it was the same thing with like when they did like the UK and the NXT when
Mm,
NXT
yeah,
and UK and they like merged the titles together.
yeah.
Oh,
All the U.S. NXT guys were the ones winning,
yep,
the unified titles.
title. And I was just like, all right, it has to be a bigger picture here somehow. And then it was like, hey, like, yeah, like that was like a small sacrifice, but like look at all the doors that opened up in that like the UK side of things, like after that. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
it's a small sacrifice, but like for the greater good, I guess. So like I again I have weird outlooks of looking at things now. It's just like I'm trying to like, you know, I try to look at it as like a just a blank canvas just to enjoy. Then it's like, hey, I try to like analyze it to where it's like because trying to, be the detective trying to figure out what's going to go on next or whatever. But
it's a lot more enjoyable when you do it that way. When
yeah.
because like heck, as of what the recording this last Tuesday, the whole TNA roster invasion there and how that all turned out, I'm like,
That was beautiful.
I'm watching, I'm like, dude, this is awesome. Like, I'm like, man, I wish I were there to witness
Mhm.
because that turned out great.
Every invasion, I think, in the past was great. The WCW invasion when the ECW invasion when they did that on like I lost my mind as a kid. I could just still like seeing Paul Heyman be like, I didn't come alone, and it's like, oh, it's about to go down.
Oh yeah. Oh man, that
And
was some great
like,
stuff.
for being from Philly and like the 2300 arena is right there, like walk
Yeah.
all these dudes like walk down that aisle, and I was just like, wow, like these dudes are really doing it.
Or like I remember, back when you know, they were doing the working relationship
Hmm.
with you know, when they would have, oh god, what was it? I know they had ECW guys in an invasion having like uh leading up to that first pay-per-view they had and like the matches on Raw and Sabu jumping off the RAW thing. And I'm like, dude, this is some.
I remember like they were at a certain period of time, they were like announcing like when they were doing the mix shows. I don't know if you remember, they were like, "Oh, this is ECW rules or standard wrestling." Like that was so cool. Where it was like, "Yo, they're all right. These dudes are gonna wrestle for the first time. Oh, I don't know how it's gonna be because he comes from the TV side of wrestling, and this dude comes from the hardcore." And then it's like, "Oh, it's ECW." I was like, "Oh man, this dude has no idea what that like what." This is he's about to get into.
Oh yeah. Oh man. Great memories right there.
Yes.
Well, that is about all I have really.
All good.
Lord knows I get on tangents, but hey, it was great catching up with you, man.
Always.
Um, you know, if people want to get their eyes on you, social media wise, where can they go?
Cecilio Vega 215. That's the same for Facebook and Instagram. And then obviously I have my regular pages if you want to hit me up on that stuff too. That don't discriminate. Um, Next match I have, if you want to catch me, I'll be wrestling here in the hometown, at the IJW. It's right off of Tioga. Um, yeah, so it's a
All right.
nice little show and spot.
Yeah, we'll get all of that in the description. Again, thank you so much, and you are welcome back absolutely anytime.
Thank you so much for having me again. This was a great time.
Now my issue with this, that issue with the fucking button again.